Hey everyone, today we're going to do 5 things you need to know about the new Rosewood laws. Number 1, in November of 2016, the CITES Committee put over 300 species of rosewood and babinga on the endangered species list. That means only certain species of rosewood can continue to be logged with a permit process. Number 2, so why did this happen? Well, rosewood makes up 1/3 of all illegal trafficking on the planet, partly because of a booming luxury furniture industry in China. Hand-carved rosewood furniture has gone for extraordinary prices. One particular piece went for over $1 million. This is also compounded by the fact that the red meat of the tree that they're after is generally in the center of the tree. So 60 to 70% of the trees were being thrown away and wasted. Number 3, there is some relief for musicians though. There is some terminology in the laws that allow musicians to have rosewood on instruments for personal use while traveling. In other words, you could take a guitar with you internationally without violating any of these new laws. Now, there is a cap on the weight. It's about 22 pounds. So unless you have rosewood with a 22-pound rosewood guitar, you should be safe. Number 4, so how is this going to affect our industry? Well, it already has. You're going to see a lot of low-price instruments, inexpensive instruments, removing rosewood from the features. You see companies like Tallman no longer exporting or importing into the low-price rosewood guitars. Fender has made the decision to remove rosewood as an option from all the Mexican-made instruments and replacing it with Peo Ferro. And you'll notice that some instruments will have to have a price increase. In other words, like American-made Fenders with rosewood went up $50. Number 5, although you are allowed legally to have rosewood on your guitars, and you can keep your guitars without any issues, you can travel with them, like we explained earlier, so again, no issues, you are required by the new CITES laws to have paperwork if you sell a guitar and ship it internationally. In other words, you will have to fill out the paperwork and pay the fees if you have a guitar to prove that it was either harvested before the dates of the new law or has paperwork showing that the wood was harvested legally after the date of law. Either way, you need the paperwork to ship internationally. So the good news is if you sell local or you just trade locally like most of us musicians do, you won't have any new policies or rules to worry about. There's no issues for you. Again, you only have to be concerned if you're shipping internationally. So there you have it. 5 things you need to know about the new CITES rules and how they affect you. Now, I did a lot of research on this video. In fact, months of research. I started in January working on this video to make sure that it was as accurate as possible. From the most part, when talking to companies, what I got was that right now there's a hang up because there's a lot of instruments still stuck in loading docks because of the new laws and instruments arriving after the January deadline of the new law. And there seems to be a little hang up now, but it seems to be getting fixed each month. It got progressively better. At this point, I don't think there's anything to be overly concerned about when it comes to your personal collections. Please don't run and go get paperwork. Go on the CITES website and get paperwork for your guitars out of concern, because keep in mind, even though you pay for those fees and get that paperwork, paperwork is only good for a limited time, I believe 6 months. So it wouldn't do you any good to go ahead and register your guitars ahead of time anyways. So if you need to sell guitar internationally, I would deal with it as you have to deal with it at that moment. All right, guys, as always, I want to thank you for your time and know your gear.